Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Los Artilleros. I know it's been a while. Apologies, it's taken me too long to get back. COVID-19 and work and everything. It's been a pretty crazy few months, I'm sure, for everyone. I want to try and get back into it. I love making videos. I love talking about football. I hope you guys love listening to me about it. I want to start off today by kicking off a new segment of the YouTube channel, which is going to be all about Arsenal Down Under. As you know, Arsenal Australia is a massive fan group for Arsenal, and I just want to showcase some of what Perth in particular does in terms of events and the fan packages and all that stuff. I just want to highlight, because I think some of you guys in the UK or in the US may not know so much about Arsenal Australia, so I thought I'd just give you a bit of info. Obviously I'm going to be talking about Arsenal and the crazy season we've had, and the FA Cup win. I'm definitely going to go into that. I think I just want to start off with this video by saying I hope you guys are all doing well with this COVID-19 thing. 2020 has been a pretty crazy year, to be honest, for everyone. Some more than others, admittedly. Here in Perth, it's not actually too bad. We've not had many deaths, fortunately. We don't seem to have many with it at the moment. Everything's pretty much gone back to normal, except for travel. We can't travel across states. We can't travel really abroad, unless it's for a good reason. I think we need to get permission as well. All in all, it's life back to normal, really. You just can't go anywhere abroad, really. Which kind of sucks, because, I'm sure everyone had plans for this year, and they've all been ruined. We're all alive and we're all well, touch wood at the moment, so, it could be worse. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. I know that the US, Mexico, UK, they're all pretty bad at the moment. From what I've been reading, so I hope you guys are doing well. I just want to kick off probably with the good news and the positive issues, which is the FA Cup win. What a crazy one. I mean, beating Man City in the semi-final. I don't think anyone had us winning that game. I think a lot of Arsenal fans, including myself, I didn't think we were going to win that game, to the point where I didn't actually take time off for the final. I didn't think it was worth it. Fortunately, we got to the final and I managed to change my shifts. But as I said, no one had us winning that game at all. Everyone had Man City in the final. Obviously, by that point, Man City was quite clearly not going to win the league. So it was their last. Well, it's their last English trophy they could have won, and the FA Cup's. It's looked down upon, I think, at some point, but I think it's still a prestigious trophy. It's the oldest cup competition still going in football or in the world. Everyone's watched at least one FA Cup game in their lives. I think a lot of people abroad, as well as in England, have memories of being a kid and watching FA Cups, especially the finals. I think it's still a valid cup. I think it's still a cup that's worth winning and worth celebrating. Going into the final, what a win. I mean, going 1-0 down in the first 5 minutes didn't help. The whole week previously, I've been having flashbacks about the Europa League final against Chelsea. We just got this thing about Chelsea where we do quite well, but then we do mess up quite easily. So you never really know what's going to happen when you play Chelsea in the final. Fair play to Chelsea. They came out. Pulisic, I give him a lot of stick to the whole US-Mexico thing, but he's a quality player. He's undoubtedly walked into Chelsea's team as one of their best now. Unfortunately, he seems a little bit injury prone. He looked like he got a real nasty injury in that final. Probably, I would assume he's going to be out for quite a long time. Which is unfortunate for Chelsea, because I'm pretty sure they're still in the Champions League or the Europa League. They're in one of the two. I don't really follow them too much. He's going to be a big miss for them. Aubameyang, man. don't think you can talk about that final without talking about Aubameyang. We absolutely need to keep him, in my opinion. I mean, it's standard. Every Arsenal fan knows that we should absolutely keep him, give him whatever he wants, keep him for at least a couple more years. I think we need to build our team around him. I mean, yes, he's old and more older. I think he's 30 now, 31. But he's still kicking out 20 odd goals a season, assisting as well. He's by far our best outfield player, in my opinion. Again, that's not a stretch. I think everyone would agree with me there. But yeah, I mean, I think we also need to credit Martinez as well. I mean, Leno getting injured, everyone was worried when Leno got injured. I was, because he was doing really well. He was, again, along with Aubameyang, he was one of our best players. And to lose him, we were like, oh no. But Martinez has stepped up really, really well. He's, in my opinion, a first team quality goalkeeper. I think he walks into any Premier League club now and gets their #1 spot. It is a good problem to have. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about it though, because he's had a taste now of being #1. Why would he give that up just because Leno comes back and he's fit? Saying that, Leno's still got to get fit first, and then he's still got to get match fitness. So Leno is going to be out for a while, I think. So Martinez, I think for the time being anyway, he's got his spot secure. But at some point, Leno's going to be fit and match fit, and he's going to be winning games, and he's on a lot of money as well. Can any football team really juggle two first team quality goalkeepers that want to be first team, on in the first team? I think it's going to eventually be a struggle. And I can see one of them leaving, not this coming season, but maybe by the end of next season. I think one of them will demand to go. But as I say, Martinez has been brilliant this season. He was brilliant in the final. I can't speak highly of him, enough of him. When he teared up at the end of the game, you can tell how much he means to him. He's an Arsenal boy through and through, and it's really nice to see, and it's really nice to know that a lot of teams are struggling with their goalkeepers at the moment. Liverpool-ish, if Alisson gets injured, they don't really have anyone back up. As we saw with Chelsea, I don't think they have a decent goalkeeper at the moment. Man United as well, De Gea seems to be off. I think Martinez walks into their team and takes over De Gea's #1. So yeah, goalkeeping at the moment, we're kind of blessed at the moment. But as I say, I think I can see problems arising in the not too distant future with him. One last thing I want to talk about with the final is the venue that I watched it at. As some of you may know, we have a strong Perth contingent of the Arsenal Australia fan group here in Perth in WA, and it's run by a quality group of lads who are Arsenal through and through. They breathe Arsenal. They're always trying to organise events. When Arsenal came over to Australia a few years back, they all went. I couldn't do it at the time because I couldn't afford it, but they all went to over Easter Sydney and things, and I think it's really underrated what they do for the group. Most of the time, it's just it's arranging places for us all to meet up, really, for every Arsenal fan to meet up and watch the game, have a few beers, chat. We're all good mates as well, and yeah. So I just want to give a shout out to Phil. He's our state rep, and he did a quality job with the final. He organised a raffle that didn't really materialise because there was just too many people, and he couldn't get everyone to shut up enough to talk over us. Yeah, goodies as well, got wristbands, and he really went all out, I think, to make the event a really good event. I mean, it got to the point where I think we probably outnumbered the Chelsea fans there by about 4-1, 5-1, I mean, it was just a sea of red with a little pocket of blue. It was really lovely to see. Yes, the actual venue itself, I should have mentioned that before, is the Inglewood, which is the Inglewood Hotel in Inglewood, WA. Quality establishment. We've been going there now for, I don't know, 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years. Or maybe a little bit less. It might be about 3 years. But yeah, we've been going there a lot of times. We've watched countless Arsenal games there. It's just a quality place. That Marty, who's the manager of the place, he's a gooner as well. So it's kind of fortunate. He's done us really good deals. 10% off drinks if we show them our Arsenal Australia cards. Obviously, we've been going there so many times that we've all become mates. They know who we are. We know who they are. It's really nice. And they did a fantastic job. I hope they must have done a really good night that night because it was absolutely packed. Probably the busiest I've ever seen it. So yeah, I just want to shout out to Marty and Phil. They put on a really good show. Quality night. As you may have seen, I've uploaded a couple of videos from that night. One when the penalty went in, and the other one at the end we were all celebrating when they were doing the trophy lifts. Hopefully they capture just the atmosphere, and hopefully if anyone's watching here that's from WA, from Perth, and they haven't been to the Inglewood or been to one of our groups games, I strongly urge you to come down because it's just a quality night. And bearing in mind that the kickoff was midnight our time, so it was quite a late kickoff, but it was a Saturday, so it made up for it. It was the first Saturday kickoff we've had in a long time. So just ending off with that. Big ups to Marty and Phil, big ups to Arsenal Australia and the Perth group. I love you, all the Arsenal Perth lads. They're all quality lads, and it's really nice to spend that night with them. So I just want to move on to the actual league position and Arteta. I think, as everyone said, it's been our worst season in decades. I think since 92 or 93. But yet we've won the trophy out of it. Some teams, I'm not going to mention no names, but finished higher up and they won nothing again. So it's a little bit of a topsy-turvy season. Obviously, COVID didn't help. And, football stopped for a couple of months. Arteta was the first person to get it in English football, which is kind of lucky, because I think if that hadn't happened, I think football would have carried on for another week or two, and we could have seen more players and staff get it. But in terms of football terms, I think that it wasn't a great season for us. Aubameyang did his best. He was one goal off the golden boot. I think with Arsenal fans, and we get trolled constantly. Everyone trolls each other, but we genuinely see a difference now than when Unai Emery was in charge. I think you can't be an Arsenal fan and not realise that there is some real positive changes happening within the club, and the problems in the club was so bad that it wasn't gonna come in and just fix it all, and then we were gonna go on an unbeaten run and get to the top four. That really wasn't ever really gonna happen. I think most realistic Arsenal fans thought, okay, well, let's just try and get the 5th, 6th, try and get the Europa League, and go from there. That obviously didn't happen, but then again, we got the Europa League with the FA Cups, it's kind of worked out. But you see with the final and the interviews after the game, the players absolutely rate him. They talk about him in a way that they never talked about Unai Emery. They seem to really get him, really understand what he wants from them, and value him. They seem to really, really like him, get on with him, which is good, A manager should be a little bit feared, I think, but at the same time, it should be loved as well. We saw that with Ranieri in Leicester. I'm pretty sure a good chunk of why they won the league when they did was because that they understood what Ranieri was talking about, what he wanted them to do, and they valued him. I think the upcoming season, as we always say that the next season is going to be a big season, but it really is, because Arteta's won his first trophy. Obviously, he's been managing full stop for about 8 months now, and he's got a trophy out of it, and a pretty significant trophy as well. You know, not the most significant, obviously, but it's still a decent trophy to have. He's going to have that winning mentality now. He's going to have the even more backing from the players now. Like, okay, the players are going to be like, well, okay, we didn't finish that well in the season, but we won a trophy anyway. So what can we do? You know, what can we accomplish if we worked even harder and we improve this, we improve that, get a couple of players in certain positions. So yeah, I think Arteta's done a phenomenal job at the moment. Could he have done better? Sure, anyone could always have done better. I think if we hadn't won the FA Cup this season, would have been really terrible in my opinion. But at the same time, we still noticed differences within the games. Players doing better than they did under Emery. Xhaka in particular. I mean, Xhaka looked like he was on his way out. He looked like he'd finished playing for Arsenal full stop. And he's come back and now he's one of the first names on the team sheet. I mean, that's Arteta, in my opinion. Arteta's obviously sat him down and said, look, I want you to play. I know you're a good player. I want you to do what you do. I'll help you if you help me. And, you know, it seems to work. Whatever they said to each other, it seems to have worked. So, yeah, going to my last bit of this video, I just want to talk about some signings that we're linked with. Mainly the two big ones, Coutinho and Willian. I'm not overly hyped about those two, to be honest. I like Coutinho a little bit more because it's going to be a loan deal. And I think we're missing the attacking link between the defence and midfield and the attack. We're missing Ozil, really, his chances. I think he could do really well. He's got Premier League experience. They both have, actually. They've both done really well in the Premier League. And obviously Williams will be a free signing as well. So I can understand in this current climate why we're going in for them, but it just don't excite me that much. I would rather go for young players, but you know, if we get them, then okay, cool. You know, we'll still support the teams. We'll still support them, and we'll have to go from there. I'm just not overly hyped about them, but then again, I can understand why we'd be getting them. So yeah, I just want to say once again, thank you to everyone that watches this. It's a bit of a ramble. I do tend to ramble on a little bit. But please, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I want to grow this community and you know, get talks going in the chat and yeah. So if you agree with what I say, if you don't agree, just let me know. We can have a debate about it. It's all good. Again, I'll be posting the link to the Arsenal Australia Perth Facebook group in the comments. Please check them out. If you're in WA, if you're in Perth and you're not involved, please get involved. It's a really quality group of lads. Great nights out. What more could you ask for, really? Again, I'm going to try and do these videos more regularly. Try and get back into the rhythm of it. I love doing videos. I love taking photos. I love talking about football, as I've said. So yeah, I just want to get back on it and do it a bit more regularly. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Yeah, see you guys next time. Take it easy.